नित्यानन्देश्वर समारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरि मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Srimahans, Mahans, Tanidars, Kotaris, sitting with us through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV and two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha all over the world. The city is sitting with us in two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Toronto Adinam, Hyderabad Guptakashi, San Jose Madurai Adinam, Enriching Temple Bididi, Nithyananda University Los Angeles, Singapore Singapuram, Jorpati Nepal, Kuala Lumpur Palani, Ohio Prayag, Seattle Chidambaram, Houston Kalahasti, Calgary Amarnath, Hong Kong Sirgari, Rajabalayam Adinam and Dubai Vaidyanatham, Amersfoort Netherlands, Atlanta Georgia, Indrani New Jersey, Hong Kong Sirgari, then Guadalupe Rameshwaram, Kuala Lumpur Palani Adinam, Kathmandu Nepal, St. Louis Tirumala. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today, the fourth day of Skandasashti Utsava, Subramanya, who is the embodiment of the experience Shivoham, is gracing in Sarvalankara with Valli and Devasena on Swarnamayura Vagana, the golden peacock vehicle, wearing the crown made out of sweets. Subramanya is embodiment of that experience Shivoham, and fourth day of the Skandasashti Brahmotsava is happening. He is gracing all of us on Swarnamayura Vahana. Great. Today, first thing I want to tell you all, I was doing a lot of research on finding the source of this word ashram. It is much later, the post-Shankara. Only post-Shankara I am able to get any reference for this word ashram being used in Hindu tradition. But the word Adinam is used much pre-Shankara in the Vedic era, which exactly means temple monastery complex, where there is a worship place and a sannyasi stay. Understand? Please understand. The worship place maintained and run by the priests are called temples, alayas. But the worship place run and maintained, headed. Maybe the priest will be there to assist and do the rituals and all that, but headed by the sannyasis is called adinam. So, in our organization, I am introducing this understanding and incorporating it. If you are just a monastery, you can use the word ashram. But if you are a temple monastery complex, where the temple is there, at least a brahmachari who is going to take sannyasa or a sannyasi, if they are staying and maintaining, running, that place should be called as adinam. So from now onwards, wherever the temple and monastic member, both of them exist. For example, places like Toronto, Rajapalayam we don't have a temple. I can give the example of Toronto, Los Angeles, and wherever we have a temple and monastery, and means sannyasi, both exist. That place should be called as adinam. As I said, the examples, Toronto, Kuala Lumpur, Los Angeles, these are the examples where we have a temple and a sannyasi. If you don't have a temple, only sannyasis are existing, you should call yourself only as ashram. If you have both, if both conditions are fulfilled, you can call your place as adinam, and traditionally this word has been used much older. I am able to find the reference for this word much older than the word ashram. See, the word akada comes into existence first on record little before Shankara. But that word directly does not mean a spiritual training center. It meant more like a weapon training center, the physical training center. Later on, Nagas adopted that and this Shastra. Shastra and Shastra. When both has been adopted, actually three, Astra, Shastra, Shastra. Sastra means which stays in your hand and attacks people. Astra means which leaves your hand and attacks people. For example, arrow is the astra, Gatayuda is Shastra. Astra, Sastra, Shastra. When Nagas have started adopting all the three, they have started using the word akada. We are not akada actually in the right sense, because we don't use astra and shastra. We don't have any more weapon training. We have only the shastra training. So I was trying to find which is the most apt right word and used as early as possible, which I can trace back with a proper reference. I wanted a written reference in some scripture. So when I traced back, even though the word akada or pita, all these words are used pre-Shankara period, before Shankara itself, the most apt word I found because the Pita means temple, monastic members and householders. If all the three exist, then it can be called as Pita. But if there are temple, only monastic members, that place should be called as Adinam. And there is only monastic members or only Grihasthas, that place can be called as Ashram. So we will categorize ourselves clearly and fit into the traditions perfectly. I also insist all our ashrams should completely overhaul themselves as per the Vastu. As per the Vastu. All our centers, ashrams, temples should reorganize themselves as per Vastu, and I insist all constructions to follow the methodology of the Pandya construction method, which is still kept alive by Nattukottai Chettiars. See, the construction style, food style, clothing style, all the three we will be following the Pandya style. The Pandya style will be the standard format, that will be the system we will be following. So I insist on the Pandya style construction, the stone pillars, the whole architecture and structure method, and these words. Now you can classify yourself clearly. If you have monastic members, non-monastic members and temple, all three staying together, you can call yourself as Pita. If you have temple and monastic members only, you should be calling yourself as Adinam. And if you have only monastic members or only Grihasthas, no temple, but even if you are having monastic members and Grihasthas staying in a place, that can be called as ashram. And the word Akada cannot be used because we don't do Astra Shastra training. There is no Astra and Shastra training, only Shastra training. So we can't use the word Akada. So now each ashram can classify themselves how you want to have the title and have it for yourself. If you have a monastic member and a temple, you can call yourself as Adinam, and you have the right to call yourself as Adinam. I'll move to today's Satsang. Today's message from Mahadeva: being in completion with Advaita. Please listen. See, when I was introduced to Advaita, by Arunagiri Yogishwara, it was such a strong experience in me, even in the worst moments of my life, that strength did not leave me, And I turned to Advaita only for the strength and solution. Understand? Finding completion with the Dharma, Advaita, you are living. I am telling you. When Arunagiri Yogishwara introduced this science to me, I can say all it took is just few days only for him to make me experience I still remember when he said, I am everything. I asked him, what do you mean? He said, if I move my hand, the hill will move because I am that. And literally he showed me. I was sitting in his right side. He said, I am you. You see now, when he moved the right hand, I saw I am moving. When he moved the left hand, I saw the hill moving. And when he clasped both the hands, I saw me getting into the hill and coming out. Of course, I am giving a lot of work for the stupid psychiatrist, psychoanalyst. You can go on analyzing what I am saying and say that, oh, this fellow as a child he started having delusion, illusion. You can do all that stupid things. Just this Ramakrishna Paramahamsa who passed away long before, who is no more in the body, even on him they are still doing psychoanalysis and all that mapping and everything and trying to come up with books, stupid books like a Kali's child. I don't know how much work I am giving for these psychoanalysts. And do whatever you want. I will continue to be a mystery for you guys. I will continue to remain as a mystery like Sanatana Hindu Dharma, which you will never be able to see the depth. Because all these statements, tomorrow these fellows are going to sit and do postmortem on it. How this could have happened? Or was he in delusion? Was he in illusion? You can challenge Ramakrishna because he is not going to physically appear back again and defend himself. But I am going to be sitting here for at least 90 more years. Understand? The more challenges you bring on, the more solid proofs I will be revealing from my side. Blessed are those who explore me with the search of truth, because they will be blessed with the truth. It took hardly only few days for Arunagiri Yogishwara to experientially prove me that the power of Advaita. He just moved his right hand, I saw I am simply moving with him. When he moved the left hand, I saw hill is moving. When he crossed both, I saw that both of us went into each other and came out. The kind of a completion I had with Advaita did not bring any fear into me. I wanted to insist on this statement. Don't try to tell, oh, because Arunagiri Yogishwara experientially taught you Advaita, you achieved that kind of a completion. Why do you expect that from us? No. I am telling you, because of that amount of completion I had with Advaita, when he pushed me into the hill and took me out also, I did not have fear. Here, if I just push you into your anxiety and take out, you have so much fear. Not even hill, just your anxiety, pushing you to break your boredom, your tiredness. Bring tremendous completion with Advaita. Actually, the next fun I am going to have is with these psychoanalysts, all these fellows. That is the people with whom I am going to have next fun. Because I am going to be revealing the mind-boggling, unimaginable, solid revelations about the law of life, that Advaita, Suddhadvaita Satya. Now, Ramakrishna also faced many challenges of his time. But now, come on, let's have fun. All these fellows who are analyzing, doing research in the field of mind, psychosomatic field, and psychedelic, psychoanalysis, body, mind, spirit related, that cross section, body, mind, spirit and consciousness. I am going to shake many of their basic beliefs by revealing the exact laws of life as it is in the Advaitic space. From the Advaitic space, fortunately, Mahadeva has blessed me with a Saraswati who can orate and paint in words. I really wanted to face all these people who abused Ramakrishna, the great Sanatana Hindu Dharma masters, by bringing stupid theories. Stupid theories. I am going to give a lot of work for anti-Hindu intellectuals all over the world. This Jeffrey Kripalu, all these guys wrote this book like Kali's Child and all these. Just doing postmortem of few words of Ramakrishna and all that here and there. With the courage, because he is not here physically available and he will not be defending himself. But I am going to be sitting here and asking all these fellows, come on, analyze. I'll give you the possibility of entering into the ocean of consciousness. See, entering into the space of Ramakrishna and analyzing and all is more or less like doing a safe game. You go in a ship and from the ship measure the depth of the ocean and come away. In my case, I am alive. I'll ask you to get into me. The ocean. Today when Mahadeva revealed this truth of being complete with Advaita, I thought, oh God, yes, this is one of the most important component in any seeker's life. Being complete. See, when I experienced Advaita, I know for sure, forever and ever, I cannot be frightened, I cannot lose my space, because Advaita is protecting me. Advaita is the law of life. That one is enough to solve everything. All the problems I have, I am going to have. And I had. As a child, 10-year-old child, what problem I had? Maximum my problem is, I'll ask my mother, I want to go and meet this sadhu and meet that Swami, give me some food, give me some rice, give me some cloth, I wanted to gift him. That's all I'll ask. Usually no sadhu asked me anything. But whenever I see some other people, devotees come and give them something, I'll run to my mother and say, oh, when I was sitting with that sadhu, that person brought clothes and gave him, why don't you give me also clothes? And I had a fortune of amazing mother and father who are such an amazing givers, I tell you guys. It's from my heart I am telling you guys. They were not that rich. My father, that one thing, is a fool. I can tell very openly, he is a stupid. When it comes to giving, he is such giver. He will borrow and donate. I have seen he will borrow and donate. Economically, you should call him only a stupid. But still I remember, whenever I want to give anything for the sadhus, it is always given more than what I asked. If I ask my mother, I want to give him the kavi shawl, she will get me kavi dhoti also and give both and say, give. Hey, if you give only shawl, he can cover only the upper body. You should give dhoti also. That is a tradition. Please take it. That is always the way she brought me up. And my father's father, my mother's father, my mother's father is another one amazing giver. But he is not to the level of stupid giving. Like he will earn and give whatever in his earning. My father is spendthrift as far as giving comes. Anybody comes and tells, oh mama, you are the great giver in this village, to whom else we can go for any donation? Immediately will borrow and give. That's all is my problems in those days. Nothing much. No other problem. At the most I will do small celebrations, festivals. At the age of 11, I organized my first public festival, Ganesh Chaturthi, in Arunagiri Yogishwara temple with my teamily, my first teamily, organizing. That's all is the problems I had at those days. But I was so sure. Whatever I had, having, going to have, I was so sure. This Advaita completes me, and that is enough to solve all the problems and dissolve all the problems. That strength of Advaita, that strength, you can see the photograph of my first Timili and the first celebration I organized. Maybe it should be around 10-11 only. I don't think more than 10-11 with my whole Timili, first Timili. All right. The kind of a strength it provided and settled into my core, stayed and staying forever. I tell you, finding that kind of a strong completion with Advaita, again we ask, how can that be achieved? Again the solution is completion. The more completion you practice every day, all the incompletions you find, the more completion you will experience with Advaita itself. Advaita becomes your thinking style. For example, even if this roof falls on my head now, I look into Advaita only for solution. You may think, how that can be connected to Advaita? I tell you, that is connected to Advaita. That is why it is standing there without falling. Finding the kind of a completion with Advaita. Actually, I am going to be a very big challenge, living challenge for all these stupid fellows who are perverting the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Recently, some foolish fellows have started developing a theory called Neo-Hinduism. I am going to be a nightmare for all these fellows. Because even I wanted to answer all the stupid theories they are developing. See, there is a huge intellectual war happening on Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Just by my revelations and secrets related to Advaita and law of life, I am going to be the charioteer, Partha Sarathi in this Kurukshetra war, in this intellectual Kurukshetra. I myself may not directly wage the war, But I will go on revealing all the deepest understandings and realizations, the core truths of law of life, Advaita Vedanta, Advaita Sutta Advaita Anubhava. And debunking all their stupid, perverted intellectual theories and theologies against the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. One big advantage I have is my age. I am going to be sitting on the planet Earth for 90 more years. I will make myself 10 more years extra. Because my longevity is in my hand. See, just like if you have cotton, you can make thread. I have kala, time, out of which I can make longevity. See, longevity is just thread made out of kala. If I inhale kala, time, and exhale all the old age symptoms, the aging symptoms, over. I make life out of kala. Understand? If you don't understand, it's okay. See, just like how you can make thread out of cotton, you can make longevity, life out of kala, time. See, whenever time enters into you and comes out, your organs, body gets aged, means tired, because of the incompletions, kala, time leaves into your system. Boredom, tiredness and all that. But in my case, I never allow any incompletion to settle down into my system by the kala moving through me. I'll just inhale kala, exhale incompletions. And no tiredness, no boredom. And so naturally, simply, I'll be growing young. It's a science and it is possible for everyone. I'll show you guys. And I'll make this as available science to all of you. Already last Haridwar Inner Awakening, the scientific studies we have done on 120 participants shows very clearly within 21 days the anti-aging enzymes 200% grown in human body in the every participant. The final report is coming. I am waiting for that. Once that comes out, I will give you a session with those reports. Actually, just if you inhale time and exhale incompletions, you will be growing young. That's all. Tell your liver, kidney, heart, lungs, intestine, everything, hey, don't be tired, don't feel bored. When time passes, have more excitement, more enthusiasm. Now we know more about life, to enjoy life, to live life. When you say simple no to simple no to boredom and tiredness, and big yes to excitement and enthusiasm, that's all. You will be just anti-aging, growing young. Bring complete completion with Advaita. Bring complete completion with the Dharma you are living. Complete completion with the Satya of Advaita, I tell you. Nothing can violate you. Nothing can violate you. I tell you, even if I tell, even if I make a statement, even death cannot shake you off, don't worry, you can have one more body. You will say, no, I can have one more body, but I don't want to even give up this body. I tell you, live Advaita, you can elongate your longevity, you can live as long as you want healthily in this very body. Even if this body drops, you can have one more body is second. First thing I am telling you, you can repair this body and make it anti-aging, growing young, and live as long as you want. I am already proving it scientifically. I will come up and reveal more and more evidences, solid proofs, with more and more scientific reports and studies. So anybody who is out there planning to harm me or doing anything, be very clear. I am telling you now itself. If you just let me do my work, I will live only 90 more years in the body. If you try to disturb anyway my work, I will just elongate my life more and continue to exist on the planet Earth with this physical form and do more and more work. That's all. And you cannot tell I am lying. You can see the confidence in my eyes when I utter all these words. It is possible. It is simply possible. Just telling you not to get tired or bored. Telling your internal organs, don't feel tired or bored. Inhale time, kala, and exhale incompletions. That's all. See, Kala Bhairava is a death for you if you have incompletions. He gives you eternal life if you are complete. For example, Brahma had an incompletion and started becoming arrogant, thinking he is Sadashiva. So Kala Bhairava came out and cut one of his head. That is the reason Kala Bhairava came out of Mahadeva. Kala Bhairava energy expressed from Mahadeva. But once he achieved completion, he completed, Brahma completed, that Brahma Kapala which is in Kala Bhairava's hand became eternal. Now the Brahma dies after Brahma Yuga, every Brahma's age over, but this Kapala became eternal because it is in the hands of Kala Bhairava. So understand, the Brahma Kapala has become eternal than Brahma itself. Brahma has a birth and death. Brahma Kapala has no birth and death anymore because it is in the hands of Kala Bhairava. As long as you have incompletion, Kala Bhairava is death for you. Once you achieve completion, he is eternal life for you. Is eternal life for you. And I am telling you, elongating life, making your life more number of years is very easy job. Just you have to alter the way you cognize life, that's all. You have to complete with this tiredness and boredom. Tremendous excitement and an enthusiasm. you will see your internal organs and body, instead of getting tired and worn and torn, instead of wearing and tearing, wear and tear, it will become more and more stronger and experienced and stable. In life also, in a job, if you are getting bored and tired, wear and tear happens. Your performance reduces. If you are getting more and more excitement and enthusiasm, that whole period becomes training period. See, last 10 years, if you are in that field, now, if you have more enthusiasm and excitement, the 10 years is a training period for you to be successful in this field. If you are tired and bored, the 10 years is wear and tear period for you to shut down the shop today. Whether life is a training period which makes you stronger and stronger, or a exhausting period which is going to make you weaker and weaker, is based on just your cognition. Whether you are going to grow old or grow young is just dependent on your cognition. You can simply inhale time, exhale incompletions, and your body will be there forever, as long as you want. As long as you want to live with all the health. It's a science. At one point you yourself may feel, okay, I have done what I wanted to achieve in this body. Come on, let's relax. If you relax, that's great, no problem. But otherwise, there is no other force externally can pressurize you to drop your body. Can force you to drop your body. No force can externally force you to drop your body. See, all these mystical powers I am demonstrating, I'll use them properly just to prove the strength of Advaita Satya and debunk all these stupid theories. The psychoanalysis reports they are trying to give for all these great incarnations like Sri Ramakrishna and all these people. When I read that some of the books abusing Ramakrishna and degrading him, the first thing I felt, oh God, I think I should use all the mystic powers expressing through my body to prove to these fellows their theory is completely wrong when they try to measure these great incarnations. I'll do that job. But these stupid fellows who are abusing Ramakrishna, they are not interested in truth. They are interested in doing something to promote their vested interests and the conclusions they already arrived. Stupid fellows. Only to a seeker you can talk about truth. Truth is one of the most beautiful things which you require in your life when you are authentic. Not otherwise. Otherwise it makes, you feel, okay, what is truth, what is there? Let's manage life. Khana, roti and kapda. Little money and luxury comforts. Inhale time. Exhale incompletions. Your body and mind will be growing younger and younger. And bring tremendous completion with Advaita. The philosophy, the law of life, Dharma. The natural law of life is Advaita. Make this as a lifestyle. I feel there is so much to be told. I have not yet told whatever Mahadeva revealed today. From so many angles it has to be presented. Completion with Advaita. Maybe I need few more satsangs to present this great truth in all its dimensions, in all its angles. With this, I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.